What's going on, guys? Welcome back, everybody, to another Portfolio video. Thank you very much for joining me here today. We are going to review and take a look at Sword and Shield in general, sealed, and see how it's been performing year to date. It's been doing pretty well. Spoiler, it's been doing pretty well. Yeah, definitely competing with Scarlet and Violet. Definitely keeping up. So let's start with Sword and Shield base, everyone's favorite set. So it's done 25% in a year. It's not bad. I'd say it's mainly due to the supply going down more than the demand going up. Now, at the time in 2020, that was, it's just before COVID hit. I don't think the demand was sky high, but yeah, I don't think a lot of it was printed. So that's probably why the price is so high. It's had, a good 5 years. Jesus, 5 years to appreciate. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily be buying it. It's not the best set, but it is doing well considering 5 years. Moving on to everyone's second favorite set, Rebel Trash. We are going to take a look. It's done a bit of a Yui, guys. You can see it hasn't really appreciated that much over the last year, and well, I can tell you why, because it's trash. So I hate on Rebel Clash only because it's just not that deep of a set, guys. It's really mid. But as you can see, the price isn't really doing too much. It's had a dip down to 215 and it's gone back to 232. I don't really see this as such an investment opportunity. Obviously, what is it just done over double in 5 years? It's not 4 and a half. It's not really great return, but you know, it's not terrible. There's worse things. You could have lost money. You could have lost money, guys. So yeah, it's just not the best set Pokemon have done. But moving on to Darkness Ablaze, now this is starting to pick up a little bit recently. It's had a nice 30% move. Obviously, it's a Charizard set. No one really, puts this as their favorite Charizard set, but it is a Charizard set nonetheless. Not really, again, sort of lacking the depth. The start of Sword and Shield was actually pretty bad in terms of sets. It just lacked that, the depth, the kick. The artwork wasn't the best, in my opinion. I mean, so compare it to what we've got today. It's really bad, but nonetheless, Darkness Ablaze moving up 30% to 193. It's not too shabby. It's not too shabby. It's obviously gone out of stock on Pokemon Center. I think the ETBs are still in stock, but yeah, it's moving, guys. On to Champions Path. Now this at the time it didn't have a Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box because I think that would have done really well if it had one, but it didn't because it came out just after for Chilling Rain. But as you can see, it hasn't. It's down, guys. For in dollars, it's down 12%. It hasn't been performing again. Pokemon really had a bit of a depth issue at the start of this era. It just the Charizards are really good, and then everything else is mid. God of War's okay. I mean, it's one of those sets where if you don't get the two chases, you're broken. So it's a stunning box, but in terms of investability, that's why I tell you guys the set is so important. The set is by far the most important thing. Sort of scarcity and demand, can fade out and go over time. So that when it does that, the price can move just later on down the line. But on to Vivid Voyage, probably the better of the starter sets we're seeing here now. We've got the Chase Chonkachu, we've got the Amazing Rares. There is stuff going for this. I actually own two of these that I probably will be looking to sell at some point just because of the opportunity cost. I could see maybe 250 quid being way better somewhere else. Yeah, I mean it's moved in the past year. It's obviously gone out of stock in the UK. It hasn't gone out of stock, funny enough, in the US. So the fact that MSRP for this box is 144 and it's selling on TCGPlayer for 163 indicates to me that it's trying to push higher, guys. Now it just means the supply is sort of is just dwindling now, and all it's going to take now for the US for that to move in the US is that sellout on the Pokemon Center, and then maybe it goes to 200. But yeah, again, not the best set, but the amazing rares were good. The Chonchu was good. It's definitely, it's definitely not the worst set in Sword and Shield. Now, Shining Fates, bit of an interesting one, really. Surprising 54% move. Now, I just think it's because it was so cheap for so long. This you could probably pick this up in the 30s, guys. Like, because it was printed to high heaven, like print run like we never seen. It is huge print run, but again, it's got the Charizard, isn't it? It's got obviously all the baby shinies. It's a deeper set, and you know the only thing working against this was the supply. But look at that 54% move. If you got it for cheap, it's good. It's good. I just have some doubts with how well it's going to perform in the future, just because of just how much it got printed. But in terms of set, again, it's okay. It's not the best, so it's got some things working against it. But moving on to battle styles. Now, this is one where I feel like, excuse me, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential in battle styles. This was the first set to introduce alt arts, and has two very good alt arts, to say the least. Empoleon and Tyranitar are absolutely gorgeous cards. Now, whether they're going to come back into the collector's eye and start making a move up, those two cards, that will really help the set. But obviously, I think people have got this in their mind that this set is bad because it was so cheap for so long. I think everyone remembers it being $80 or £80 and £90, and shops just had so much of battle styles that I think people are maybe they're sleeping on it a little bit. 41% move is nothing. It's not shabby. It's not too shabby in a year. It's not, and I don't think it's stopped there, guys. I don't think it's stopped. So I think it's got potential, but again, it's not the deepest set, and alt arts are sort of, they've only got a couple. They got a couple of Ishifus as well, but yeah, not the best. But Chilling Rain, guys. However, what a set! I know some people disagree, but I think this is a brilliant set. It's top three, Sword and Shield, for me. Maybe top four. Maybe we've got a few more coming in, but definitely top four for me. I got in quite early in this. I only got, bearing in mind my position is so small. I've only got 2 booster boxes, but I got in quite early. I got £115. Dollars, I'm not sure what that equates to, but see the move, guys. 105% basically in a year. That's a solid move. That, like, from the 170s pushing 300 now, just to going over 300 is a great move. And it just goes to show, guys, the set matters, and if it's a good set, it will perform. There's some great cards in this set, and it was slept on for too long, even though you could get it really cheap, guys. Just because the set is good, people want the cards. It is performing well. Now, I don't really need to talk much about this. Evolving Skies, 178% in a year. People keep trying to call the top on this. It keeps topping out. It keeps going up. So, I mean, I thought it was expensive at 300 2 years ago. It clearly was not. I never really picked it up because of how expensive it was. I've obviously opened some Evolving Skies, but I didn't really put anything. So, yeah, again, it's one of those ones where hindsight is your best friend, and I'm just gutted that I didn't have, maybe the funds and the I was quite new, so I didn't really have the maturity in the hobby to know what I was doing per se. Yes, I definitely have missed out. However, there's more sets, so I'm not too fussed. But I do have some exposure in terms of UPCs. I've got some loose packs, but nothing on a booster box. So 178%, guys, to 1.3K dollars. Wild. What a wild ride. And I don't think it's finished. I don't think it finished. I mean, it could crash if Pokemon in its entirety crashes, but I think it's pretty solid. you look at what tag team's done in since its release, it's going to be very similar. So moving on to celebrations. Now I don't really know which product to look at for celebrations because the UPC is a bit everywhere. Obviously, I had the massive spike at the start where there wasn't enough supply. It sort of phased out a bit mid-year, and now it's had a massive spike later on that year in November, and now early Jan it's sort of leveling off. So it's only got a 10% move, guys. Again, I don't. It's only because I don't think people are chasing the gold cards as much as just. It might be because they're easily damaged. I know a lot of them come with nicks. Yeah, they're just not chasing those gold cards, the metal ones, and the Pikachu and the ball. Yeah, they're just not chasing them as much. But the packs are very valuable, and as you can see, the PC ETB guys, a nice 38% move there. Since really July, it bottomed out in October, and it's just gone since. And obviously, this was retailing for $65. Well, £65. So it's since its release, it's had a lovely increase in price, and I really think Celebrations singles are still being slept on. I know the Umbreon has moved recently, but guys, the singles are still being slept on, and I think it's got a lot more room. I could see it obviously, I think it's going 200 plus by end of next year, probably plus, probably more. Same with this, obviously, just not as many packs, but it's still moving in correlation there. Nice 38% for both of those. I think they're just going to move in that range together. Celebrations, great set, very nostalgic for me. Fusion Strike, moving on. I only bought one of this, and that was from the Pokemon Center in the UK just before it sold out. It's performing very well in the UK since it's sold out. Yeah, 62% in the year, guys. In dollar terms, what a performing set. And obviously, there's been no sales for some reason. I don't know if TCGPlayer is having a breakdown, but look, there's two there. Yeah, it's probably pushing that 400 mark, and the fact that we're not getting any data there is TCGPlayer need to fix that. They need to fix that because I know it's more than 200, so it's more than 62%, guys. Yeah, Fusion Strike, great set. It was definitely like Chilling Rain, printed a lot. You could get it very cheap for so long, and now suddenly everyone wants a bit of Fusion Strike. Moving on to Brilliant Stars, again in the UK, just sold out on the Pokemon Center. I know in the US it's been sold out for a while. As you can see, it's had a lovely move, 83% in the year. What a move, guys. It's got Charizard. It's a Charizard set, Arceus set. You know, it is got. It's not the deep. I don't find it the deepest. I think Fusion Strike, Chilling Rain are deeper, but it does have some heavy hitters, guys. So yeah, great set. Would I buy it now? I don't know. I think there's better opportunities out there. The PC ETB is a great opportunity for anyone in the UK. I know it's sold out in US, but anyone in the UK, the PC ETB is still on the Pokemon Center website. There is time. There is time to pick that up. Same for Astro. It's had a great run, 63%. It's not my favorite set again. It's just lacking some of the. I don't really enjoy the origin forms as much as I thought I would. Again, the Machamp, it doesn't quite do it for me. But sealed is king, guys. 64% in a year. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Pokemon Go. Now, interestingly, it started to move a little bit. This is the PC ETB. It's sold out in the US. In the UK, you can still buy it on the Pokemon Center. I foresee it being available for quite, I don't think it's going to sell out quick, but it might do. I mean, because it's moving like this now, 23% in the US since sellout. Again, terrible set, but there are some cards that people wouldn't mind. The Radiant Zard and the Mewtwo are decent cards. But again, I think it's just coming down to scarcity more than anything. So, yeah, so moving on to Lost Origin. What a performance box this has been. 170% in a year. I did manage to pick up one only like just after the reprint for 115, so I literally got in right at the bottom. Again, didn't have the funds at the time to buy loads, but 178%, 168%, sorry, you can't go wrong. What a set, very strong set. It's got the trainer gallery, Giratina alt art carrying the set. The obviously is the Aerodactyl as well, stunning card. But yeah, all around, guys, it is doing very well, and just because the supply is so low now for these Sword and Shield sets, and the demand is through the roof, I think they're gonna just keep, nice, steady, slow increments up staircase. I could see it performing well long term. Silver Tempest, $241 a booster box, 82% increase. Again, a great performing asset there since its sellout. Again, it's not my favorite set. I'm not too fussed on the Lugia. I don't see the appeal as much as the others, but 82%, guys, is a great return, and you can see it's had a run since August there. It's sort of flatlined off a little bit. The volume's gone down, but it's still hovering at that level, 240. So again, it's the last booster box set of Sword and Shield. It's not my favorite, but it's performing well, so you can't complain. However, this set, what a monster of a set, guys! 127% in the last year. What can I say? You could have been picking this up all of last year at any point, 40s, 50s, 50s, 60s. It doesn't really matter. I mean, this set is. I know people think it's a lot has been printed, but that it doesn't matter if the demand outweighs the supply they printed, guys. It doesn't matter because now it's all gone. Now the supply's dried up. Pokemon, I really doubt Pokemon are going back. I say it a million times. They're not going back, guys. They have way too much to focus on. They need to be strategic. They need to focus. They need to prioritize because the demand is out of this world. They've already printed prismatic loads and it's all gone. The set's just dropped like a week ago, so they've got issues in terms of a lot closer to home, and they won't have time to do Crown Zenith again. I doubt. And if they do, I'd be picking it up. But 127%. I just know that this set is going to do really well long term, just because of the set. You look at the set. It doesn't matter about the price. It doesn't matter. Like, you look at the set. It is just outstanding for like start to finish. It is just one of the best sets in my opinion ever. And you can disagree. That's fine. But it doesn't matter if it's been printed that much, because people will just buy more. The demand will stay around for Crown Zenith for a long time, I feel. And yeah, it's one of my best performing videos as well, doing Crown Zenith review. And I know people, all the rip and shippers, they say people buy Crown Zenith all the time if they've got it in. It's one of the first to go. So I see this set doing really well long term, and they've got stunning cards. I was very gutted that I didn't manage to pick up any of these Pokemon Center ETBs. They unfortunately, obviously, just before the stamp promo came in, so they didn't get the stamp promo Lucario, which would have been wild. It would have been a wild ride, but still, it's performing very well. 68%. Again, $201 from 65, I believe. It's performing exactly like it's supposed to. And since was it Sea and Sky collection has dripped through all of sort of to the end of last year, and then it's just gone up since. It's just gone up since. And yeah, Lucario, they've done my boy dirty, because I know the promo is decent, but Lucario has not had a banging alt art, and I think they're really missing a hit there with not doing Lucario in a fighting scene, or it's some sort of, because there's so many people's favorite Pokemon. It's my favorite, and I just think they do my boy dirty every time they print him. There's only really a couple Lucario cards that I like, And same with Garchomp as well. A few of the Sinnoh regions, I don't think they do them the best. And because look at the Milotic that's just come out in Surgeon Sparks. That's the type of level of card that I want for the rest of the Pokemon in Sinnoh. I really do. But that's just me ranting. I know it's coming. I just need to be patient about it. I need to be patient. But guys, with that, thank you very much for watching. If you appreciate and like this video, I would very much like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please get down there debating this because, Sword and Shield, it was a very important era. And I think it just started bringing people back into Pokemon, like in general. I know Scarlet and Violet 151 and all did that a lot as well. But it all started really in Sword and Shield. But yeah, it's a great era, guys. I'm like you guys. I'm sure you're all proud to be part of it. It was a great time to be alive picking all this product up. But with that, guys, I thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next one.